gonna do Byakuo for that.
Oh god, no!
Byakuo just like suplexes you. Jet the shining finger.
I mean, at least you guys get to be right side up when he grabs you.
Like, I'm not sure. What should we say is worse? Getting like tossed
No, I think
into
you mean at least we can still see you when he grabs you.
Yeah, what would be worse for you? Getting tossed into the ground or getting shining fingered?
I'm gonna go Shining Finger.
Here's the thing, you think I won't augment those attacks?
True.
To what? Hurt us more?
To make them even flashier.
Well, Byakuo's easy enough to do that with. Nice thing.
See, all that's gonna happen with like Jet's thing is he's gonna grab you and then like hold you up and cast Flare in his hand before striking you with a meteor into the air, using the rocks of the meteor to solidify around his fist and then punch you into the ground.
Well, either that or he's gonna knock you into the air and then kick a boulder at you.
Hey, Fion!
Hey, Fion's here.
I think I would, rather take the boulder.
It's like, I don't feel like being suffocated.
Yeah, Jet's Dissidia moveset is amazing to watch in action.
He's fun to play.
He's also got an insane strength score. His backhand can knock Titus away with just air pressure.
And that's just practice.
He was never around for Titus. What are you talking about?
Oh, he was in the city. He met Titus. The first thing they do is when they start the fight is Jet does a backhand and he knocks Titus away with sheer air pressure.
If I remember right, I saw like when they were introducing Jack, just a whole bunch of characters just beating the crap out of Titus with their movesets.
Well, no
Just
one likes
horrible.
Titus. It's like no one likes Vaughn.
Fuck Vaughn.
Vaughn fan isn't a conformed thing with Vaughn, so that's the addition to try and sort of play off viewpoints when it wasn't needed.
Kind of.
It's like, hey, here's someone better. Oh, sorry, Vaughn, you're out of the party.
Like, Vaughn and Penelo were completely pointless to that story.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a reason why they don't in my party much in the game. It's mostly like Dalthio and Bosch, and then switches between Ash and Fan is needed.
Well, the bad thing is Penelo is statistically the best character in that game.
She's my healer, and I can't remember the job sphere things I gave her.
Yeah.
But I know one of them, like, I think it might have been like cleric and monk or something like that.
Yeah, in mine she ended up as the Black Mage Time Mage.
That would be Ash in mine, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ash and mine's White Mage Ninja.
I gave Sierra a freaking katana. Because for some reason he's shitty at guns in that game.
Yeah.
No, for me was White Mage Time Mage.
Yeah. Yeah. Ash for me is White Mage Ninja. Dalthio is Knight Samurai.
Yeah. Actually, I think my time mage is, can't remember his name. Bosch. Yeah. That's okay.
Bosch von Ronsenburg.
Yeah. It's just, yeah.
Sorry, that's a bit drawn into my head instead of one section. When you're trying to get people's attention is Vaughn.
I actually picked up the game again and I'm like, I have no idea what I was doing. I like games that actually have like, hey, this is the story so far.
Yeah, there's a couple. I'm not sure if Final Fantasy Child has a synopsis in there somewhere. It might. I look at the Clan Climber or whatever.
Yeah. It's just like, a lot of the Tales games have that, and I actually really appreciate it, especially if I stop playing for a little while.
Just a
Yeah, it's-
system.
Or what?
A journal system.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So having technical difficulties, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think she was trying to give Vivaldi work. I like that we got nice theme music. The song currently playing.
Yeah, it kind of it might just be me. It kind of sounds like it could be in Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Like it kind of has that that like like that detective movie feel to it.
Okay.
Maybe now. So you just hear things a bit late.
Shouldn't be too bad.
Not the best Bluetooth headphones there, I'm guessing.
That or crappy hotel internet.
That could be crappy hotel internet.
Ah,
Oh, is it going to be playable?
well, just waiting on you.
Yep.
So I'm ready to go.
It's great to see if your plans can be more or less crazy than what we were trying to deciding
I
on.
guarantee you all it was just moving around in a bag through an airport probably jarred the computer a little bit. It just needed to settle into place.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, baby.
Yes, hello, little kitten asshole.
Yeah, time to see if your plan for this and with Locked Fiona is more or less insane than our airdrop one.
Welcome everybody. I hope you enjoyed the technical difficulties and us being stupid for a little bit while we waited for our last person to arrive. Now that we're all here, quick recap for those of you interested. We did have an unrecorded session on Sunday that lasted 10 hours. Regardless, during said events, Dak, Worksind, and Gedrin and Rowan, with the help of Adol, Ataphage, Ayulantro, and Abahala, or several members of Daquas's adopted family, managed to win through team combat, defeating the Grand Sorcerer Osmond and his Summon Beast, and after a very, very, very close call with Raban, just barely coming out on top of that fight. With Ayaluntro becoming rather heavily injured after the battle and collapsing into a heap of burnt out rage on top of Raban after the fight. Following this, and some rest, Dak, Orcs, and Yedrin all entered the Battle Royale, during which time Yedrin was the first of the group to fail, but still managed to place somewhere in the 50s to 40s, because instead of running up a lighthouse that Ataphage agreed to a truce with him, he ran into a lower building and proceeded to get pelted with arrows from Cottontail, Ataphage, and later Taliesin.
Yeah, Ataphage only said truce. They didn't say they wanted me to come along.
Meanwhile, Works and Dak were together and fought their way through a series of increasingly more difficult fights with various individuals, most of them mooks. They ran into Ramiro, the guard who Works had a brief conversation with on the street after he broke his mistress's nose in the streets.
Nap time.
Daquis, instead of fighting him, immediately put him to sleep, and they promptly threw him out of the arena, causing him to lose. Around this same time, a crazed man in a clown costume, who apparently was squatting inside of the Battle Royale zone, came out and mocked them, taunted them. Work said that he should fight with them, and then he promptly threw a fireball at them. After which he disappeared, only to reappear around the time that only 30 fighters remained, and held people off, causing issues during the fight, mostly because even if he was outside of the disqualification ring, he wasn't actually a participant. This eventually led to Works being forced to kill him in order to stop his rampage, which resulted in the final four of the match being Tart, Works, Percival, and Lancelot. Just as Works was about to challenge Percival to a one-on-one contest, Lancelot popped up and hit him in the back of the head with an ice ball, promptly knocking him out and eliminating him. Dak then returned the favor to Percival, leaving just her and Lancelot. The two then basically played a game of cat and mouse about the remaining battlefield until Dak finally had enough, and getting hit with another one of Lancelot's ice balls, grew infuriated and choked him near death with mud.
I occurred on my Earth glove.
We now continue our story with Fionn, who during the Battle Royale ventured out to speak with Alox. Fionn, if you would like to pick up for us.
Fionn knocks on the door to where she figured she might find the elusive Seeker, the same place she first met him.
As Fionn knocks on the door, there's a slight rustle and then a grunt, a slow, pained noise that escapes from the lips of someone who obviously sounds like a Lox. A few seconds later, the dark-skinned moon Sunseeker opens the door, white hair and blue eyes glancing out at her before he kind of gives her a quizzical look and says, I was not expecting you. How can I help you, Miss Eliswa?
Don't bother with the charade, it's just you and me, says Fiona. I'm here to look for info on a certain Makote rogue who's going into dangerous territory, and whether he thinks he'll need help or not.
Lox kind of takes a very deep sigh and looks at her and he says, you talk about not playing games, and you play coy with me. Very well. You want to know if I need help or not. It depends on how fast you want this done. I'm assuming you didn't come to me to simply ask if I was going to go do something.
Fiona crosses her arms. Of course not. I still don't feel comfortable with what the family's doing, and since the others aren't doing the heist, not to mention your injury, which I can look at as an aside, I figured the least I can do is help you.
Lox kind of touches his side and he says, Kurajans did good work and I've been healed appropriately. It's just a matter of resettling. It's hard losing an organ. As to your other question, if you want to go right now, we can. Shouldn't be too much of an issue so long as you provide me with a decent distraction.
A distraction, I could certainly do that. I figured my magic would better augment your own skills, though.
Well, I would like a second pair of eyes inside of the compound if you don't mind. The distraction that I'm thinking of is more distract an individual for about 2 minutes. I just need to get a key.
Alright. Who is it you need occupied?
Well, I still have my little list of various individuals within this whole family, but I was thinking we would go after Janalago.
That's not too hard.
I didn't think it would be for you. All I need you to do is after we locate him, which I'm fairly certain I know where he is right now, just draw him into an alley. A dark one. No prying eyes.
As you wish.
At that point, Hawk stretches up, stretches out for a moment, kind of arching his back, gives a faint wince, and casually reaches into his desk. And as he does so, Fiona, would you like to make a perception? The only thing you really see him pull out is a glove, which he puts into his pocket. And then afterwards he picks up what looks to be an empty book from his desk and slides it into his coat, which he's currently dressed in what you're guessing is a nice silk suit, black red undershirt, black tie, definitely looking very mafioso.
Fiona eyes the two trinkets questioningly while Locke's back is turned, but makes no mention of it.
You'll see what they're for later. Afterwards, he takes a step out and very casually takes her arm. Now, if you don't mind, I have a
feel free.
At that point, he nods and starts walking up, and he says, "Now, Jonalago is still wet behind the ears. He's growing, if you would. And I had planned to do something about it sooner or later anyway. So, two birds, one stone. Generally speaking, you can find him over at the, if he's not drinking at the Summer's Lullaby, every now and then you can find him at the Pink Pearl, or in cases of desperation for him, you can find him at the Black Tankard. So, my suggestion is we go check the Pearl first. If he's there, this makes things incredibly easy. Lots of alleyways, dark places, little corners, and the like that you can drag him into.
Fion smiles. Sounds like a plan then.
Alright, Fion. He leads you over to the brothel that he was just speaking about, and very calmly holds a finger to his lips after giving a description of Jonalago to you, so you would know him if you saw him. He explains Jonalago is a moonseeker, long black hair kind of tied back into a Chinese braid at the moment, very pale yellow eyes, face still sort of trimmed with a bit of baby fat, and marked by a thin, wispy beach fuzz mustache. At this point, he gives you a single wink and says, "Good luck," and slides into the shadows. And if you will excuse me, I have to use the bathroom. Beer goes right through me.
While staying in the shadows as well, Fionn puts a hand to her mask and calls upon its power to transform herself into a member of the Wood Whalers, a rather brash and uncouth looking sort at that. With that, she places invisibility on Skull.
Okay. Otherwise, are you just looking through the area?
She is, approaching the pearl and looking around the vicinity.
Okay. Would you roll a perception?
"22.
Fionn, as you're walking about the pearl, you can obviously tell just from the lighting, the general air, the sweet smell of sandalwood and various floral accents, including lavender and vanilla, that this is definitely a brothel. A high-end one at that as well. And you sort of poke your nose against the window and you can see probably 2 or 3 Makote sitting at a counter talking to one another over beverages. You also see that the brothel is crowded. Various individuals of various classes are sitting around. Fat, thin, muscular, handsome, ugly, all kinds, finely dressed, some in tatters. But none of them seem like they're about to get turned away. It's around this time you start looking and you see a younger man come out the back, wide, stupid grin on his face. And you can see the signs of his peach fuzz mustache kind of trailing down slightly. Black hair, pale yellow eyes.
How convenient. She didn't even need to put on a show to draw him out first. Oi, you! The keeper bastard! Perverting the woods isn't enough. You come to despoil these people of culture as well?
There's the general chatter of the area kind of dies down almost immediately as you come in and make your announcement. The laughter and the smile kind of dies off his face and he's looking at you. It's not intimidate. I would bluff or diplomacy. Take whichever one. Okay.
18.
He looks at you, just blinking for a few seconds, and he starts moving towards you. It's clear he's unarmed. And he goes, "Oi! What you say about me?" You can tell from the flushness of his face he's had a bit to drink tonight. Not all there, but he's sobering up as he's starting to come closer. "Did you call me a bastard?"
You heard me. You and all your poaching kid in the Twelveswood.
Ah, fucking racist git. And he starts to run at you at this point. There's probably a 40-foot distance between you. He's like, how about you and me take it outside then?
Alright, Woods will be done and all that. Or Woods will be done and all that. Come after me. And with that, she dashes out towards the alleyway.
He follows, just kind of stumbling, half drunk, kind of makes his way into the alleyway. And just as he does so, you know it's the same one that Alox had pulled himself into. There's this splitting of the air that comes out and strikes at the back of his neck. You have just enough time to see Alox kind of step out of the shadows and run a blade across the back of Jana Lago's neck. And as he does so, Fionn, roll a perception.
.22.
You watch as the blade passes right through him, like through the entirety of the neck, and doesn't leave a mark. However, as this odd black blade goes through, you can see that there's kind of a scissor edge passing off the other end of it at a almost 45-degree angle. And it keeps yanking. And when it passes by, you can see that Jana Lago no longer has a shadow, and instead it has been pulled up onto the edge of this knife and is held there, and you can just see the Moonkeeper's eyes have gone almost completely pale. He's opening his mouth. He can't speak. He can't move. He's just staring at you like in shock and horror. It is at this point that Alox kind of buries the blade into the adjacent wall next to him, pinning the shadow there. He goes, I always knew he was stupid. I just didn't think he was this dumb.
Fionn smirks confidently. Truth be told, I almost wanted to punch him myself for that. I can't fault him.
He just kind of chuckles a little bit. Would you do the honors and pat him down? See if you can't find a key on him. I have something I need to prepare. It's at that point you see he's pulling that glove out of his pocket and he's kind of rolling it down, the black fabric stretching out around his fingers. You can see there's a strange mark on the center and 5 jewels surrounding that circle. Each of them no larger than, say, a hair bead.
She nods and goes over his person with both gloved hands, not leaving the slightest of prints.
Let's say do another perception to see if you find anything on him.
17.
Fionn, you take a few moments to sort of pat him down, going over his chest and the whatnot. You find a small pouch attached to his belt that's inside of his... Oh my god, cat. Am I still in?
Yeah.
Asshole cat decided to step all over my keyboard and sign me out of my computer. Yeah. Regardless, Fionn, you pat them down, and after a few moments, you find a pouch on his belt that has been tucked away inside of his pants. Drawing it out, you can find inside what looks to be probably the better portion of 50 gil in a single house key.
Fionn tosses the key over to Alox, keeping the gill. Need him for anything still?
Oh, you have no idea, he says. He stretches out his hands in the glove. He says, would you like to see something interesting? Or rather, how I get on my business?
Of course.
You see, dear Amaline, there is nothing I can't steal. It doesn't matter if it's a thought, an idea in your head. It doesn't matter if it's your most cherished memory or even everything that makes you you. I can take it from you. And he kind of leans over and runs his hands down the back of John Alago's head, and you see his eyes kind of bead out and a cold sweat break out across his skin. And as he runs his hand across the back of John Alago's head, you see his hand disappear inside of his skull. And slowly, you watch the locks pull back. And there's this white mist, solid aether, just coming back out as he pulls away from the man's head. And you watch it all just kind of fade into one of the jewels on Alox's hand. See, right now I am holding everything that makes him him. I'm holding his personality. I'm holding his memories, all of his skills, every tiny little detail. I'm taking it from him and making it mine.
Fionn quirks an eyebrow under the wood whaler mask. Not giving it back to him, then?
For the most part, this is usually temporary. I make a copy, so to speak. Of course, if I so desire, I can make alterations.
Well, since you said my name in front of him, I wasn't going to let him live. But if you can just erase this little encounter, perhaps it won't be necessary.
He finishes and he looks at you and says, "What made you think I was going to let him live?" At which point he reaches into a coat pocket on his suit and pulls out what originally appeared just to be a kind of like a red handkerchief. And as it comes out, he flips it out and it looks like a sheet. And once he does, he kind of turns it over and he lets John Alago and you see the backside of it. And he says, please step back.
No. Fionn raises a hand. Hold on. Can I do something first?
Be my guest.
Fionn places her hand on Gianalago's forehead, and with a dark incantation, that hand begins to roil with dark aether, slowly drawing his life into her fingertips and coalescing it into a dark crystal.
May as well put his life to some use then. Now that you've finished your incantation, would you mind taking a step back?
She nods and pockets the new void crystal after stepping back.
At this point, he pulls the sheet back over and tosses it on the ground. And you, Fionn, you look down for a few seconds, and it just looks like a normal sheet. And then you start seeing teeth form. The edges of it kind of snap up, and the entire interior turns into this interlocking ring, probably 7 to 8 sets of teeth folding around inside of it with a hole in the center. And John Alago is looking down. He's trying to speak, but he can't, just half shaking his head. And Alox just kind of folds his hands behind his back and says, apologies, but I can't leave you around, and I don't like leaving bodies. And he kicks him into the mimic's mouth.
She interjects, no mercy for a slaver.
It's at this point, the mimic closes around and begins chewing. And Alox, not really wanting to watch, just folds the sheet back into a very tiny series until it fits perfectly back into his coat pocket, sliding it down, patting it a few times. He's like, not even a drop of blood.
While her mask doesn't show it, she's closing her eyes to avoid witnessing the grisly scene. Well, I know what my nightmares will haunt me with tonight.
Oh, you should worry more about what the living and waking hours bring to you, because you're about to start talking to a dead man.
She opens her eyes again.
At that point, Alox reaches into his coat and pulls out what looks to be a plain white mask, very similar to a wood whaler's mask, but no individual markings. And he puts it onto his face and reaches down. And you can see on his glove there's a simple stone that has a very faint glow to it. And he kind of plucks it out and pops it into a hole in the mask that looks identical to the hole on the glove. And as he does so, he takes in a very deep sigh. And he says, what's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. no matter how abstract that might be. At which point, you see his clothing kind of ripple about him, his muscle structure, his bone structure, everything twisting and gnarling around until you see a perfect replica of John Alago right in front of you. He opens his mouth to speak and he says, and with the same tone that John Alago had earlier, he goes, "We gonna fight or what, you fucking bastard?"
Unsettled but intrigued, Fiona notices the similarities to the face of knowledge, but Jean Alago's challenge brings her back to reality. I've had my fill of blood today, much as none was visibly shed.
Continues to talk. Well then, seeing as you have some invisibility, come and follow me. We're gonna walk right in. Oh, before you do that, kind of reaches around, like pats his clothing. He's like, ah, good, stuff's still there. He reaches down and tosses a ring to Fiona.
Fiona catches it and gives it a quick divining to determine it.
It's a recall.
30.
Yeah, Fiona,
Spellcraft.
you realize pretty quickly as you look over it that if you wear it and focus on it, you can recall to the last location it's at.
That's how he got away.
God damn it.
I'm guessing kitties. She slips it onto her finger. Alright then, shall we?
He just kind of nods his head. Let's go. Unless you happen to want to go get one of your friends or a beverage first.
They're presently busy with the battle royale, so I see no need to draw them away.
Very well then, let's go. My dear brother has already contacted the authorities, so we may want to get in, get out as soon as possible.
She nods and follows behind.
It's around this point, Fionn, that you walk maybe 30 or so minutes before you find yourself in front of the villa that Lox had shown to you beforehand. As you're coming up, you see a pair of Makote to either side. Though, from this angle, they can't see you, but you can see them. You're sort of in an alleyway. And Lox kind of squats down. He's still rubbing at his kidney very slightly. So, would you prefer I called you Ameline or Fionn? And regardless of either which, how long can you keep invisibility up?
"7 minutes," she answers.
He just kind of nods. We'll have to make do with it. At least I know the path down, where they're keeping everything. So, I have to ask this before we go in. Are you here just to get our item back? Or are we here to make a scene?
The authorities will be here soon by your account, so it'll be a scene either way.
He chuckles a little bit. It will be. Get your spell ready. I'm going to trill through a few memories.
Fionn nods and begins to cast. "Sorry, Skull, but my magic will be taxed to the limit here. Would you be alright with staying back?"
Skull looks up and says, I think that's probably for the best. We don't know if they have guard dogs, and I obviously have a scent.
Very true.
At which point, Lox stretches himself out, and he looks back. He says, Fionn, when I start walking, fall in lockstep behind me. I'm going to keep moving. If I stop, you stop. From my understanding, Janalago is not on good terms with Tannen. So, I will do my best not to have conversation with him. Kubrani doesn't care.
Understood.
Now roll a stealth check with your pluses from invisibility.
$22. Nat 20.
What is that? That's plus whatever so 42.
42.
Alright. As you turn invisible, Lox kind of looks around. He's like cocking his ears for a moment. He's like, I probably should have given you my vest. He shakes his head. He's like, it's fine. From what I can tell, you are quite adept at this. And begins walking. And as you come up to the gate, you can see a relatively scantily clad Makote. Blonde hair, tan skin, bright roaming green eyes, clean shaven, sharp features, and long tuft ears. He just kind of gives a sneer at Alox as he comes by. And John Alago just kind of sneers back at him. The two not speaking for a second. And then the other Makote, the blonde one, kind of says, you finally decided to show up? You're late. John Alago, or rather Alox at this point, says, I know. I will deal with the boss. You don't have to remind me, Tanin. I don't bring up every fuck up you have. There's that brief tension. And it dissipates as you walk right into the villa. And you take a moment to look around, and it's excessively opulent. Like, this would be opulent by the Sultana's standards. You see this 3-storied villa, lush gardens everywhere overlooking the seaside. Almost everything is trimmed in gold. There's some sort of precious metal. Flower pots everywhere with exotic flowers, things that really shouldn't be in Opernaeus. The walkways are marble, and as you're walking up, you can see these giant, dark wooden doors, which you're guessing is probably ebony wood by the looks of it. And Alox just kind of walks up, pulls out the key, and looks like he's going to go to the door, and then slips over slightly to the side, turns it, and a Makote-sized door opens up inside of these huge doors. Look like they were made for a giant. And he slides it open, steps around, and waits for you to go through.
Fionn ducks her head and steps inside.
He closes the door behind him, and inside, plush, dark blue carpets, portraits of what look to be probably 40 to 50 some odd Makote line the wall. Different members of the family are family lines. Gigantic glass table to the front, lined across with various vases and busts from all sorts of different cultures. It's so excessive that it's gaudy and it hurts your eyes to look at. This is someone flaunting their wealth because they have it without any idea of style or taste or theming. You look and you can see this giant set of... I am forgetting the word for it, but basically the stairs are forming a semicircle and going up, kind of overlooking with a almost balcony design. And hanging over that is this giant family crest to the Notor family. You see the face of a Curel with a platinum crown over its head. Looks like it's about ready to pounce out of a shield. At that point, Alox just kind of closes his eyes behind his false face, walks over, and takes a turn to the left. Now, as he keeps walking, he just kind of tucks himself over to the side. You can see he's doing everything in his power, Fionn, not to touch his hip or his side where he was hurt earlier. He just keeps walking. Is there anything that you want to try to do while you're inside?
As long as there's nobody within earshot, Fionn will chance putting up her magic detection to watch for any wards.
You don't see anybody around you, aside from Alox, who is still just walking straight forward. You take a few moments to peer around you, and the place is oddly empty. So, yeah.
Perception 9, that one.
You look around and you're a little distracted and off-put by like all the clash that's around you. It makes it pretty much impossible to focus on trying to get a good feel for magic in the area. Somewhere off in the distance, you hear a, "Are they really gonna win again?" Fionn question mark. Lux turns his head. He's come on. At that point, you turn a corner, and you've probably been walking for about 2 minutes, and you see a very large set of steps. Again, just overly abundant in what they're doing. There she is. I said you turned a Alox tells you to come on, and he turns a corner. You've been walking for about 2 minutes. And so at this point, you come to a large set of double stairs that, once again, is just overkill in its opulence. Solid gold railings going down a set of marble steps with a red velvet carpet rolling down the center of it. And they descend into what looks like almost utter darkness. And Alox just keeps walking down them, kind of twisting at another angle as he goes down, and keeps walking. At this point, it's very hard to see, and pretty much the only thing you're getting is the continued click of his heels against the stone. as he drops a landing, 2, and then there's silence. He went down 2 landings, and then everything went silent. You were listening to his heels click on the stone. Yes.
Fionn peers around the locks to see what might have him stopped.
You look around and you can see that he's looking at a very simple door, actually, for a change. Just looks like an oak door with a cast iron bar kind of rolling over it. He's like, And he looks at his key and he kind of examines the hole and he sees it's not right. At which point, he reaches into his pocket and flips out a set of thieves' tools. Though he kind of stops and looks back at you and goes, "Any magic on this?"
Spellcraft 15.
You don't really sense anything. Wait. Do you need to add a +10 to that from Detect Magic? Ah, yeah. So, you... Back up. It's kind of blinking slightly with magic as you look at it.
Ark.
Yes.
She needs to
Repeat. Okay.
repeat.
There's a faint ping of magic coming off the door.
Magicked. she whispers. Hard to tell what, though.
He says, this could be tricky. And he holds up the hand. You know it's the one that was wearing the glove before. He says, I could probably do this. And he looks back at Fionn. He says, this is going to kill a minute or so. Do you have anything to dispel?
She shakes her head. Declaw is the one who has that kind of magical power.
Then I hope you can recast your spell. Idiot here doesn't know the password.
She nods.
He goes, oh wait, never mind. And he brings up the hand that you know that was wearing the glove earlier, and he swipes it right across the door. And as he does so, he pulls away, and you can see this body of Aether in his hand. And by the looks of it, it's in the shape of an alarm clock that dissipates and flows into his hand, disappearing completely from view before he just sticks his thieves' tool into the door. There's a click. It opens. He just slides it away and walks in. Probably took him less than 20 seconds.
Well, Aether is Aether, she surmises before following in lockstep.
He continues to walk, and as you do so, he says, we're about to walk through the storehouse. Once we're inside, you will find their merchandise. What I need you to do is, if you think you can run out before anyone gets here, I want you to pick up what I came here for. Give me my ring back, and I will unlock as many of the cages as possible and teleport back out.
Fionn's fist tightens with the word merchandise. Should be doable.
And he holds his hand out to you.
She slips the ring back off and returns it to his hand.
Thank you. And he slowly slides the ring back on and starts to walk, and he says, help me find my package first.
Fionn nods and keeps an eye out.
Roll perception.
15.
Fionn, it's dark down here. Very dark. There's very little light, and as you're walking around, you see tiny cages. Cages meant to keep things like curls or maybe a Sasquatch inside, almost like circus animal cages. And as you're walking through, you can see that they fit maybe 3 to 4 Lalafell in some of them, and others there's 2 or 3 Rogadin kind of pinned up and cooped, bound and forced to sit back to back to one another. as you're walking through, you note that there's no Makote in any of these cages. There's Ellison and Ro and Lalafels, but there's no Makote or Hure, and there's definitely no Ara.
Young furrows her brow. Only 3 of the 6 races. Did they trade the others away already?
Alox kind of steps around Fionn, kind of running his hand over a few boxes. As he does so, he gently taps one, kind of alerting her that he's found what he was looking for. And in a very hushed tone, he says, "No, they don't trade those."
No less despicable for it, she spits before approaching to have a look at the box.
Alox nods and says, "Do you have a way to carry this?" As he kind of runs a finger over it. It's probably just as big as Dak is.
Fionn tries to heft it experimentally.
Can you lift 40 pounds?
Fionn can.
You get it up off the ground fairly easily. It's heavy and awkward.
Oh, lost Cotton. No, I did hard labor to get by as a child. This is nothing.
Good, good. Well, do what you can to make sure you don't get seen and get out of here. At that point, he kind of walks back, stretches out, and you see him grab his face, and he rips the mask off. It pulls away in tatters, almost like it's actual skin he's removing until his own is visible. He looks down. The mask is just a mask again. He puts it away. Just kind of rumbles very slightly.
Fiona touches her hand to her mask to create a backup disguise off what she's been briefed on Primrose.
At that point, Alox looks at her, says, "That might work. However, do something to make sure they don't know that box is that one. I doubt they would give her leave to pull it out."
Well, what I carry is also glamoured, she says, and with a slight tweak, the box too is now fashioned after somnus, a common enough contraband for her to be smuggling, and with that, she invokes her invisibility again.
Roll stealth. And with that, Alox slowly runs his fingers through his hair and says, "Good luck."
Stealth 9.
Or
29 invisible.
He says, "Good luck." You see him kind of turn, and he begins undoing several of the cages, getting them open, tossing the door aside, and waving for the various people to come out. He's trying to keep them from just running off as soon as they're out. But
Fiona doesn't wait around to see the results. She goes on ahead.
you head out, and as you're walking the hall, you see... Excuse me. Sorry, belch. You see a single man walking the hall, just kind of slowly heading the direction you just came from. He doesn't notice you. In fact, he looks right through you as you go by. But from the description that you got and everything else, you realize this individual is the leader of the Notor family. It is Treasure Notor. Long black hair hanging to the midpoint of his back, red streaks rolling through it, missing a single eye that is currently covered in a half mask, and from just underneath it and poking out around across the bridge of his nose and around his chin, you can see burn marks. That seems to have spread over to the other half of his face and back around and covered an ear. The char of it visible, chunks of it missing. He's dressed very fashionably in a red suit to match the streaks in his hair. Jet black, a red tie. Basically, he looks almost like a... It's almost opposite coloration as Lox is now. Except instead of white, he has red. And he walks along, he's looking back and forth for a few seconds. And he stops for a moment to turn his face towards a mirror. And as you look, you can see he pulls his mouth open. And the entire top portion of the left side of his fangs are gone. Like forcibly ripped out of his jaw at some point. Still aches.
Fiona grimaces, but doesn't dally since she doesn't appear to have been detected. A single thought crosses her mind. You'd better be safe, Lox.
Fiona, you make your way out of the house, not looking back. No one else seems to stop you. You get to the front gate within 3 minutes of your initial casting of the spell. And as you're coming through, you can still see the two guards standing there. I need you to make another stealth check as you try to get by them.
13 plus 20.
33. The two are none the wiser as you slip right through, jolting your way across the lawn, walking across the grass, heading into the alley where Skull is waiting. His tail wags very slightly as he smells you approach. And as you sit down, you wait. 5 minutes, 10. They go by achingly slow. And before you know it, you hear an explosion rip through the side of the villa, bursting up in a noxious green fireball, charcoal black smoke spreading in every direction as you watch just this entire side of the building vanish. The scent of sulfur and iron hits your nose strong. And it seems that this fire has a mind of its own as it leaps out, trying for a second as if it's snatching at the nearest building next to it, lighting the foliage on the side of the house up. And then the screams start. The wails of Lalafels, Rogadin, Elizin, Makote all kind of form together in this horrendous chorus.
Perhaps we should make ourselves scarce, Skull.
and says, "Oh, I don't know what else we can do."
The whales do give her pause, leaving her in a quandary with her already strained conscience. To hells with it, their prize can wait. Against her and his better judgment, she sets it somewhere out of the way and goes to study the carnage.
As the carnage is spreading, you see a number of airships start to come overhead, and as this happens, Garlean paratroopers, along with a variety of individuals wearing black gear and lavender armbands around their triceps, just start dropping from the sky. They hit the grass and start running in. The screams of the people coming through loudly, clearly, but the fire continues to spread, and the teams coming in are kind of just pointedly ignoring that section of the building. At some point, you see a Makote turn and shout something, and before he can get this scream out, a Garlean has shot him through the head, and he falls over.
Well, this seems as good a time as any to drop the primrose, guys. Reverting to our standard glamour of Fionn, she hurries towards a building to look for survivors while trying to stay out of the way of the flames. Damn it all, I don't have any magic to shield myself properly.
There is a click next to you, Fionn, as you run up. And you turn and look, and there's 3 Garleans standing there, all of them armed with slug-throwing shotguns, very similar to the ones that you saw used on the airship, and they're aiming directly at you. There's a that sounds through, and they say, "Move along, citizen."
Fionn holds up her hands and slowly backs away. Yes, of course.
At that point, 2 of the Garleans walk over, and you look to the side, and you can see where... Let me go get the name. Of course, I didn't leave this shit in order. You see where Kubarani, one of the guards, is laying over. She'd been knocked aside in the explosion. It's kind of leaning over, going, ugh. The Garlean steps up. There's a click, and the shotgun splatters her. At that point, the Garlean rolls his finger. Clean up the mess!
Fiona's going to have very troubled sleep tonight. Still, she tries to spot any survivors, even from a distance, praying they haven't been gibbed.
You get back to the alleyway where you had left the item.
Perception 22.
As you come up, you see a pair of black leather shoes just very, very slowly poking out from the other end of it. Likewise, you can kind of see that the men with the purple bands, the black and the black suits coming in, are kind of like carrying out various people with blankets around them, kind of like waving to the Garleans as they run by and kind of lead them out into the street.
She goes to check who those shoes belong to, and swiftly.
Is that a cat purring?
Yes, cat sound effect.
It's at this point, Fiona, you get over and you see Alox kind of sitting on the ground. His chest is burned. There's no shirt on, and his pants are half ruined. There's no hat, and he's just looking up at you, going, "I'm glad I took my ring back." But he's steady purring through all this.
Save your strength. Save your strength, she urges, kneeling beside him and channeling physic magic into his burns.
As you start to heal him, Fiona, you hear this behind you. It was, yeah, it was a echoing giggle of some kind. that could have been a little girl or a little boy's kind of just rang behind you into your head. Now I feel bad that you can't hear anything because I've been playing like all these different soundtracks to put a mood to this.
It'll come out in the post. Fionn looks around, confused, but keeps her priorities in order and helps Alox to his feet. What in Ifrit's disgruntled bowels did you do?
Roll a perception.
"23.
As you look around, Fionn, you look up into the air, and probably 10, 15 feet up, you see a black-winged fairy. Very raven-esque looking, tiny bird legs, but 6 wings, all of them flapping, and she's kind of got her arms folded across her chest. Black hair, red eyes, and she says, "I saw you, I'm telling," and flies off.
Uh-oh. Fionn snatches a grimoire off her belt and looses a volley after. "The hells you will!"
While the volley does manage to smack it, the creature's booking it. You see it kind of spin and minimize the damage, and then it just keeps flying onward straight in his arrow. And probably by the time you finish your spell, it's already 100 feet away. Lux just grabs Fionn's arm, goes, "Stop. I'll take care of it later."
Fionn curses and nods before going to retrieve the box. "Are you well enough to bring this back, or am I going to have to deliver it both, or am I going to have to deliver both it and you?"
He grabs her by like the scruff of her neck. He's like, "Grab this stupid box." At that point, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a second ring. He's like, "I have emergencies." He puts it on.
She offers the box to him.
He looks at you for a second, just going, of course you do. He like wraps one arm and he's holding you, and he goes, where no eyes may pry. As soon as he says that, you find yourselves both inside of his his other office. He just kind of sets the box down. He looks at you. He says, "I will get your payment in a moment. Let me go put on a non-destroyed pair of pants, a shirt, and a lot of ointment."
She nods and goes to take a seat, removing the mask so she can rub her temples without obstruction. What did I just get us all into?
The Lox comes back cleanly dressed about 20 minutes later, looking a lot better for the wear. Definitely injured, but doing better. And at which point he sits down, he slides over a bag of gil to you. He just kind of goes, "There you go. As for what happens, is I owe you that explanation. That's not Echo growling, so. What happened? Treasure came down as I was opening the crates and deciding he would rather destroy his merchandise than lose it. He exploded everything.
He wasn't considerate enough to get caught up in the explosions, was he?
I couldn't see. I was choking on smoke before I got a chance to really figure anything out. I just told everyone to run and teleported as soon as I got hit with the first one.
Of. At least his family's in ruins, but now we have a man with a vendetta after us. Never seen a fairy like that before, though. Or before either.
I haven't either. I wouldn't worry too much about Treasure for now. With the Garleans and the, Minces after him. Shouldn't have to do anything with that. That reminds me, it's not much use to me now. Would you like the, Diary of a Dead Man?
Sure, I may not read it right away, but it could offer some insights into this family if it comes back to haunt us. Gods know my dreams will be doing enough of that.
Alox nods. He's like, in my line of work, we see more than enough gruesomeness that it stops bothering us. At that point, he holds up his gloved hand very quietly, brings out the book, or brings out a new book, a blank one, because the other one was destroyed. He puts his hand on top of it, and a few moments later, you can see just it fills with text. And once it's done, he hands it over to you. Says, take good care of it. In your hands is a record that man ever even existed.
She silently accepts it.
He says if you're lucky, he might have some know-how in that book and might be able to apply it sometime. Regardless, job was mostly clean till the end. Can't say I'm at liberty to give you the triple, but did you make do with the original 8,000? Or is the deed enough for you?
I have nobody but myself to blame for the botched getaway. I'll take the 8, she says. The deed should make up for the loss of the bonus.
He says, I don't think there was anything we could have much done with that botched getaway. He just kind of chuckles a little bit. At this point, you don't have anything to worry about. Well, you can worry if you want to. But I have my own manhunt to go on, as do... He kind of chuckles. The 3 other individuals who have knives like this one and gloves like this one. If we do our jobs right, they won't remember a thing of this day.
Alright. I pray I won't find myself on the wrong end of those. With that, she collects the gill and book, and bows courteously. I pray for your good health, Lox. Lox. She corrects herself with a blush.
Fion, or Amaline, if I might be brutally honest with you for a moment.
Yes.
The fact that you referred to me like that is the only reason you're walking out of this room with all of your memories intact. Take care of my sister, dear sister.
I will. I won't dare let any harm come to her. Not because of this or anything. She responds emphatically.
He just nods to her and waves her off. I would offer to try to get you a pair of race scissors, he says, holding up the knife, but I don't think you'd be able to use them. Good luck on the rest of your endeavors. You, nor Dak, nor anyone else will be seeing me for the rest of your time in Opernaeus.
I will give her your regards then.
At that point, Fionn, you walk out the door, and as you do and it closes, the door vanishes. It's like there was never a room there to begin with.
And with that, she puts her mask back on, assuming the guise of Fionn Elissois once more. And so, life goes on.
At this point, everyone can resume speaking as Fionn returns to the Summer's Lullaby probably 10 or so minutes after the rest of the party returns from their various outings of the day.
If I recall correctly, Dax passed the fuck out.
Fionn, as you walk in, you see Lancelot kind of walk out, giving a wave to Rowan and Works as he leaves, looking very pleased with himself. Hey, no. Get out from under there.
Did I miss aught of importance? Says Fionn.
Dak placed first in the Royale and is downstairs taking a well-deserved nap.
Because I can't have you getting electrocuted, little cat. No, do not chew computer wires.
Oh god, it's Christmas vacation all over again.
Oh, little kitten. Because if you die, I die.
Yeah.
Are you cat sitting?
I am. I'm cat sitting my mom's kitten. His name is Oscar.
And he's being a tiny terror to poor Echo.
If you look in the general tab, Rowan, you can see.
I was wondering. I saw the kitten, and I was like, the way you keep talking, it's like, is you sitting it? I wasn't sure.
I'm sitting him. I like him. It's just he doesn't get along with my cat, so I've just been calling him an asshole. He's also really aggressive.
Also seems to have a real chewing issue. He's going for chords.
Oh, he's chewing. He's sucking on Ark's clothes.
Teething?
No, they weaned him way too early, so now it's a stress response.
Yeah. I was gonna say too early of a wean. Oh, listen to that angry little thing.
I will be sitting for my mom's cats this weekend.
Oh,
That's gonna be interesting.
as I say, Dak's up in her room.
Works is having a meal and a drink.
Would you mind reading that?
Even though-
back?
Yeah. Well, I was wondering about the first part of it. Okay. It sounds like it, she says. How about the rest of you, and what of Lancelot's disposition in this? Or disposition just now?
I think he's upset he lost to Tart. It came down to the two of them, and
I was
He
gonna
ran
say,
out
he's pretty
looking
happy.
really happy.
I don't know. I kind of came back and so I just woke up myself because after fighting, I don't know, like 20 people, using most of my dragon powers for the day, having to fight this deranged clown, and then getting shanked in the back of the head by Lancelot. It's been an eventful morning.
Skull's just kind of looking at Fiona, and he's like, "Yeah, we just kind of went for a walk."
Eugen's finally Eugen's finally just at the bar having a drink, not really paying much attention, and maybe muttering on it a little bit. Fucking archers.
Went for a walk.
Jedrin, there's just this big like tray of meat in front of you in the shape of a shield.
Not even sure how to take that one. I'm not sure how much of a taunt that is and how much it's like, God, you can use one of those.
Nothing else is today, is it? No other events going on?
Nope.
Good.
I was gonna say, if Pietro hears you say that, she's gonna respond, nothing today. Tomorrow, remember to put all your valuables away in your locker, though.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm trying to figure out what it is I want to wear for the mage's battle.
It's not a mage battle, it's a performance.
Young quirks an eyebrow. Well then, anyway, I should get some rest as well, unless you need anything of me.
Skull goes, "A nap sounds good. A nap sounds really good."
You guys sound tired. You go on and enjoy your nap.
Must have been a walk. Must have been a fun walk.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yes, it was quite the stroll, she says, completely seriously. Bluff 17.
Doesn't even care.
Skull will aid.
I was gonna say, do you want me to roll a sense photo?
Skull fails his aid.
Works just doesn't even care.
He just sits there wagging his tail.
Like, even if I pass this, my character's not gonna care, but just for the hell of it.
Yedrin, you're like... I've never seen her like... that winded. I think she's hiding something.
But at the same time, one, Fiona, and two, how much I care right now?
Probably not a lot.
Most students can give you a glance, just like so quick an eyebrow, but otherwise not really care about it. And like visibly not care.
You see, Urabe, like, look at Fionn for a moment, like, scrunch his eyebrows, very slowly, like, slide a glass of water across the table.
Rowan's just examining nails. Oh, I wonder if I should get my nails done before the event.
Add a character. Paint those nails red! With the blood of your enemies.
If you want to go, Rowan, I'll accompany you. There's a few things I want to pick up myself today.
Thank you, Fionn says, taking the glass with her upstairs.
I was gonna say, what time is it in the day, maze? I think this is after the Battle Royale, but that means
it's maybe like 2 hours after the Battle Royale, so it's essentially just time enough for lunch.
Can I help you?
Wow, I'm the one that's being attacked by animals, yet my dog is asleep with my daughter.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything my character would actually want to get done today.
Hey, Ark, you want another cat?
What's up? And you want to come with me to get my nails done?
So I didn't quite hear that one. You were cutting out a bit for me.
I look up at Works and I cock an eyebrow and I'm just like, you want to come with me to get my nails done?
I'll at least walk with you to the, place.
Skullcock's back and he's like, a Polly Petty sounds really amazing right now.
Kirby, get out of my face! Yes, I love you too, but please.
Man, everyone's having animal issues. Except for me, because I closed the door so they'd stay out.
I don't have a door. There's a cat door in my door, so I don't have a choice.
Oh, that sounds like a personal problem.
Well,
It is!
Sleep.
My cat does not know boundaries.
I'm surprised no one commented on the awful pun.
I didn't even hear it.
Paul and Petty. Paul and Petty.
Yeah.
Patty here? Oh, I don't know. I look over at Urabe. Any thoughts?
You look over in Urabe and say what?
Any thoughts?
On what? I'm sorry, there's been so much going on.
The Paul Petty for Skull.
Fionn pauses, downs her glass, and turns around. What the hells? I'll join you.
He goes, oh, I don't know if they'll take Skull, but there's a couple of animal groomers around.
Well, the 4 of us can go. You ladies can go get your, your nails, and me and Skull will have some male bonding time.
Skull's like, bitch, you better go get those nails done.
Too bad Dex sleeping. She would love that.
He's like looking at Works. He's like, man, your nails so long. You make a girl jealous.
I'm like, excuse you, what's the last time you've been clipped? I've seen what you do with those things.
Why do you think I was saying I want to go? It's like, we'll make a spa day out of it. Go get our hair done.
We'll say I'm late. So some manly stories in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Oh, no, I really want to go. Oh.
He's like, Skull's just like, more, I think they should exfoliate your skin, get rid of a few scales.
Oh.
Rowan's just quietly chuckling.
Yinjin's just watching the show.
Someone go wake Tart up. I
What
want
the
her.
hell was that wall?
Orc is contemplating whether to make a joke about, the scent of Fiona and Skull's fur.
Oh, you use it as a calculator. Okay.
That would backfire so bad.
It would. That's why I contemplated it.
I need some water. Okay.
Oh.
You killed Durza, but today we killed Ark.
Rowan, sorry I didn't join you guys last night. I kind of got, as soon as I walked in, they pulled me in to do Sugiyami EX.
That's fine. Whatever. Forget about me. I still own your ass for an hour.
I know you do!
And my warrior just hit 66.
Hell, the guy who bought me still owns me for an hour. He just hasn't called it in.
Yeah. Well,
I still technically know Frisky for an hour, but I think she hates my guts at this point.
Let's leave that alone.
I missed that.
We're just chit chatting.
Sorry, I actually couldn't breathe for a second.
Oh.
That's why I said. Usually we say we killed Durza, today we killed Ark.
Come on.
They're just probably gonna think for a second, you know what, let me just finish off my meal here and I'll go with you to at least the walk. I want to have a quick chat with Fox anyways about something.
With me?
Yes, with you.
Alright. Does anyone want to go wake up, Does anyone want to go wake up the potato and let her know what's going on?
I'm surprised you didn't say Sleeping Beauty.
I was trying to think of a potato pun and I couldn't.
After the day she's had, we either let her sleep or we wake her up to ask if she wants to go.
Skulls. I could go wet nose her.
I think she would appreciate that.
I don't know if she'd appreciate a dog version of a Wet Willy.
I mean, would you rather, one of us wake you up?
Roman just goes, alright, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Just stay here.
Gets launched out of the room by a rock.
Rowan's like, boys.
I just after the word, I just go right up the stairs and I tap on her door and I peek in. Tart? Sweetie?
She kind
No?
of pushes herself up, and she didn't even get changed out of her dress, and it's got like little. I was gonna say it would have rips or something, but no, I think she fixed that. Something. She just kind of sits up, rubs her eyes, looks, goes, "Oh, hi, Rowan. What's up? What's wrong?"
I was wondering if the conquering hero was...
You cut off.
I said I was wondering if the conquering hero was up to getting her nails done.
My nails? She kind of raises a hand and looks at her nails. They're kind of dirty right now. I suppose I was taking a nap, but feeling a little better?
I mean, we were all going and...
Oh, yeah. If everyone else is going, yeah, just give me a few minutes. I'll change into something else.
Okay.
Skull comes back around. He's like, I tried to go get Kato. He's not answering.
Oh, okay. I don't know if Kato would like getting his nails done.
Think back. I would have to think back to the last time he was at a spa.
Fionn says, you can wet nose him instead if you wish.
I don't think he'd wake up even if I did.
Is he even in his room?
That's fair. Dak kind of goes, oh, okay, kind of like makes a little chew motion. blushes a little bit. I'll be down in a minute.
Okay. We'll see you down there.
Mhm.
I like usher Skull. Go.
Skull looks over and he goes, Theon?
Yes, Skull.
Not that I would not adore doing this, but do you think Agitar might enjoy a nail day better than I would?
Mama Bear.
Agitar would even fit into one of them, at least the giant bear.
Oh my god, now I'm just seeing someone trying to do a bear's nails and it's hilarious.
I know, right? Or just a bear walking down the middle of the street.
She taps her chin. I mean, I suppose I could.
I mean, it's up to you.
Leaving works in just this sea of estrogen. He's ditching you, man.
I guess he wasn't ready for male bonding.
Oh shit, there was that giggle again.
Everyone had let's work snow. Yep, she's gonna come along. She'll be down in the.
I was gonna say, is that giggle an actual sound effect, or are you just doing that as a taunt?
Just messing with works. Just like that's all he hears all day.
God, just giggling. Yeah, Dak will come down in like 2 or 3 minutes. Doesn't take her long. She changes into the she actually changes into the Sultana type dress.
It's like, let me see. Works is walking through town with the woman he likes. The famous Lala. Vion. Yeah, I think he'd be okay.
God.
Although if you're going shopping, I am not carrying the bags.
If I'm
Yeah.
going shopping, you're carrying my damn bags.
I'll carry Rowan's, but that's about it.
If it's alright, I'd rather have you along, Fionn says, hinting at the quite long day they had.
Very well. It's Rowan, Fionn, Skull. All come downstairs, and as you do, you see Alox is standing there. He's got a hat in his hand. He's just kind of
Alox?
Adol. Adol is standing there. He's got a hand in his hand. He's kind of like gripping it with both hands, kind of real close to his chest.
Aww. Hi, Date.
Hi, you said you wanted to go out somewhere?
Oh, yes, kind of rubs her cheek a little bit. I wasn't exactly sure how long I was out.
Do you know when you went to sleep?
Right after the Royale.
He goes, probably the better part of 3 hours?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be, you did amazing, and I can understand if you're tired. If you want to reschedule, I understand.
Oh, no.
The date and slips her arm around his shoulder. So hey, we're gonna have. Damn it! I hate fucking Comcast. I slip my hand over Date's shoulder. Like, so, we're all going out. We decided it's time for a little bit of pampering. Would you like to join us?
God damn it, I was just about to do the same thing.
He goes,
God.
You're going to a spa?
Yeah, they just woke me up for that.
What, Rowan?
I said, we think that the Conqueror deserves it, and
He says, it's been so long since I got to enjoy a good spa. They don't have any good ones in Ishgard.
Well, then come with
We don't
us.
have warm water in Ishgard.
Oh.
Walks up the date. Yeah, kind of sucks.
They just like shrinks away from you, like.
Come on, man. The girl will go in the spa. We'll have some male bonding time. You know.
Well, he looks at you like horrified. He's like, "Can I request a private bath?"
I'm just like, do they like the smelling thing? Like smell thing? It's like, I showered when I got back. Like, come on.
You're just like gonna melt over Rox's shoulder without from where she is. Yes, you can request a private one.
He's like, gives you
Rowan has actually now started to face palm. She's rubbing her eyes. What am I getting this?
Dak actually goes over and like touches his elbow. I did want to take you out to Gelato. They have a free coupon for one.
He just kind of laughs. He's like, I'm sure someone would give you a free one if you offered to endorse their cart.
She just lets out a long sigh. Yeah, maybe.
See Tar's face plastered all over like this hard.
No, God, no. It went surefire way she never comes back to town.
Good thing we're moving out of town when you move.
I also...
Works put some signs. Tar is here.
No, well, perhaps it sounds like this is becoming a proper date night, Fiona says, paying no mind to the pun.
Skull like rubs his head against her hand. He's like, I'm so proud of you.
I did have a couple other things I wanted to talk to you about. It can be later. Don't worry. Fiona pets Skull gently. Let's just go have a relaxing day. That would actually be really nice right now.
He kind of nods. And, as he's doing so, he looks over everybody and he goes, I know a spa nearby. I've been looking into it. I was thinking before I left I'd go already. It's called the Saint's Cauldron.
Well, I'll lead the way.
He just kind of nods. He's like, sorry, I'm still not hugely used to big groups of people yet.
She takes his elbow. It's okay. They won't bite.
We're not sure about walks.
Just looks at you like really? Like arms out to the side like really? This is
At that point,
Dak laughs.
Rowan just gives Hunt a really dirty.
it's at this
Well,
point
I
that
can't-
Dave's like, you don't have to worry about biting, and he kind of pulls the collar of his outfit out a little bit, and you see there's a bunch of bite marks down his neck.
Well, what happened?
Adiphagian mom got too affectionate.
Oh, that would explain it.
Oh, sorry, I can't make jokes now? Walks does it all the time. Very worse ones.
Oh, Fiona blushes.
We just got him calmed down and.
Adol holds up his hand to Fiona and goes, not that way. It's just a thing Makote do. Dak usually comes away with hundreds of them every time she comes over.
It's a good thing I am a healer. She kind of waves, wiggles her arms a little bit. No marks.
well, ladies, gentlemen, potatoes, shall we be off?
Adol takes Dak's hand and holds it. He's like, "Yeah, let's go."
You're just gonna get up to fall after. Yeah.
Fiona lightly smacks Works upside the head for the potato remark as she passes.
It's also gonna be like a silent mental note to themselves. Guess they don't want me to be a jokester either.
Oh.
Skull looks up. Is like, Yedrin.
Hmm?
Time and place, honey. Time and place.
Wasn't saying that out loud. That's why I said silent mental note.
Ah! My bad. Forget that then.
Rowan waits for Works to be a gentleman. There. But
Works offers Rowan his arm, shall we?
Rowan mumbles, "Finally."
Sorry, I was just internally crying.
And why are you internally crying?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
You all. Okay, Fiona.
Are we gonna have a hot tub episode?
Yeah, I think so. Hot spring episode.
The only thing we're missing at that point is, a beach episode.
You've already been to a beach.
Yeah, I know.
Twice.
That's true. That's true. We have. Well, good. We've hit most of the tropes then.
God.
Oh my god. It's at this point that you all walk across the city. Fiona, if we have a Coastal del Sol beach episode, it's going to be combined with the murder of a certain potato.
Woohoo! I mean, oh no.
Everybody's all excited about that. That's really sad.
Anyway, you all walk across the city. Getting actually relatively close to where you came in, and a doll takes you around a corner, walks you a quarter of a mile down, and turns, and there's this giant open marble building with like Roman-style baths. Various individuals dressed completely in white, looking like they're wearing togas or saintly arraignments of various types. And as you're coming in, this platinum blonde, dark-skinned Zelia Ara comes around. Her horns are red in contrast to the rest of her, as she walks over and kind of takes like a very sweeping bow to you all.
I'm surprised, Adol. Have you never been to the Dragon's Springs? Fiona asks along the way.
No, Fiona. I was never really allowed to leave Ishgard proper. Maybe they had hot water, but they just didn't want to let me use any of it.
Ah, that would make sense then. It's a ways out into the Western Highlands, says Fiona.
I never got to leave the city much.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun at all. Although, I mean, you weren't there for fun.
Well, he just kind of sighs. He's like, yeah, but you would think the family of the girl whose life I saved would have treated me a little better.
They really should have. She grumbles. They seldom do. Fiona grumbles as well.
At that point, the Ara is like, are you all walking by?
Oh no, we came for the spa?
She says, oh, well, I welcome you to the Saints' Cauldron. We have group baths, couples baths, private baths. We we'll see to it that any pleasure that you seek while you are here is met with. And then like she looks around and she kind of gauges your reaction. She's like, any pampering you want. We don't do that here.
Dash is kind of red-faced.
We have a full raiment. We have nails, mud baths if you so desire one, skin therapy treatments, hair. What can I put everyone down for?
Kind of looks up at the others, kind of confused a little bit, not sure what to say.
Brown looks down. Says, I think I would kind of enjoy a little bit of that. I'm looking for a pedicure, manicure. Could definitely use a nice oil treatment for my hair and a nice soothing hot tub soap. Did you guys want to do like a group soap while I hang out? And
At that point, she like looks up and goes, "Milady, if I may, we also have massage treatments as well, hot stone, various Doman techniques, or more Eorzean style massages."
Would hot stone even work on Rowan? Like out of character?
Actually, that's what I just said. I said, yeah. Even the hot tub really doesn't do much for me. Just the soaking is nice, but I'm good with that. I don't want to burn anybody.
Very well.
Let me see. Go for the hair treatment. I really haven't got my hair done since I left Ishgard.
Skull looks at while you're starting to talk work. Skull looks at Fionn, like nudges his head into her leg.
Do you have anything horrible?
Fionn pats Skull.
Yeah, you look down, you can see his eyes twitching. He's like,
Actually, in character, Yudrun's probably like sort of going, like not but like out loud, but like just sort of seems lost in thought, is not even sure what as far off is, so to speak.
Fionn says it'll be alright. Do you happen to have anything for... And she kind of like points towards Skull.
Skull like gives you the eyes like, thank you.
She pets Skull.
She's, the lady goes, well, is he a service animal?
Yes.
Yes.
Thinks to himself, oh yes,
Shoots a look over, it works right after that. Fionn says yes with a bluff of 20.
thinks to himself.
Yeah, no, but she's like, yes, service animal. Then she just looks at works like, don't you dare.
Remember Wolf's thought is an empath.
The lady goes, well, if he's a service animal, we can allow him in. Treatments then would... We have a... She just kind of like... We have a veterinarian on staff who could tend to his claws. If you want, like, you can see she's like... It's a big-ass dog. Is he trained?
Yes.
Well, shouldn't...
Is really trying to contain himself.
Fionn says yes.
Rowan is now digging her nail. Darn, just to be on the safe side.
Adol is like...
She's not sure. Fionn's not sure whether to bluff on that one, but she's ready to roll intimidate.
The little aura is like... Oh, she's like, okay, well, we can get all that done.
Shoots him a side glance, it works.
So you would all, I'm guessing you all would like a group bath with personal attendance during that time?
Kind of shifts a little bit and looks a bit embarrassed. I actually haven't been to a spa in years. I don't know.
Well, why don't we get the group bath, and then, we each of us can kind of do other individual things we want to take care of.
Okay.
Like, for instance, that hot stone massage sounds amazing.
Okay.
Out of character.
Plus...
Lizard!
I didn't even think of that!
I would have to use the one with the dragon blood.
Yeah.
Hot stone. Get my hair cleaned up. Maybe massage this knot out of my back.
Yeah.
Looks at Tart. Nothing against. No, it looks at Tart's like not like that.
Huh?
Because the joke I made earlier about me carrying you.
Oh. You really did, though.
No, it's just I don't know. I've been sleeping weird the past couple nights. Could use a massage on the back.
I guess massage would be nice. Kind of like looks at her nails and they got like mud under all of them, like dried mud. Yeah, I could get my nails done too. I'm not so sure about anything else. But a soak at least would be nice.
I look at Tart like Tart. At least get a massage. I think you could use a little relaxation.
Religion at the moment is being quiet except agreeing to the soak.
Well, would you all like a hot soak, tepid? I know some people enjoy cold.
Hot for me.
I would like hot.
Works is thinking to himself. Baked potato. Steamed potato.
Oh my god.
Adol's just kind of like, warm for me as well. I'm gonna... Would you show us the changing rooms? And she goes, oh no, you just change in the bath. We'll take you over to the, public area. You see his face just like turn blood red.
I was gonna say, yeah, Dax's face turns blood red and she stiffens up really straight.
You just see like Adol's hand just like squeeze into Dax like a little too hard, just like.
And she squeezes right back. Is there any way that we could not change there? Yeah, Fion's like, is it possible to give them a private space?
Well, you could all turn around.
It's just like I look at Date like we are the only two guys here. What the hell are we gonna do?
No, that's okay. It's fine. Just look away and it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. I'll be okay.
I feel like I'm gonna die today.
We were all gonna be naked in a bath together anyway.
He just covers her face. What did I get into? Oh. Rubs her cheeks.
Skull, do me a favor.
Did you say skull?
Skull, yeah, Skull, can you do me a favor?
He like looks at you.
When we get into the bath area, can you act as a shield, as a screen for Tart over here before she boils before even getting in the hot water?
She just whines.
You just see like the lady like looking at you like, huh? And then like Skull like nods and she's like, oh, it is a very well trained dog.
Told you he was well trained.
At that point, she like leads you back, and it's The bathhouse she leads you into is, when you get a good look at it, you're probably looking at, like, the bath itself is probably 30 by 30 feet alone.
Damn.
Like the room itself is probably 50 by 50 feet. Plenty of space, like little hangers. There's little chests to put your things into and the like. And as you're looking around, you do see that, like, there are very small screens that you can pull out, but they're few and far between. And it wouldn't help if someone was, like, standing behind you. Date just kind of, like, walking to the back, just kind of, like, looking around, tail flicking for a moment. He's like... He does a small sign to the matron. He's like, grant me strength.
So, question out of character. Is this one of the, we're gonna be naked in this, or is it, they're gonna give us towels for modesty's sake?
Naked.
That depends on you. There's a towel there, but if you want to go all natural, there's nothing stopping you.
Deck's gonna duck behind one of the screens and take a towel with her.
I'm actually trying to decide how much Yidrin cares, because background is a mercenary, so they...
I would imagine that Yedrin doesn't give any shits.
It's like,
I would please imagine that Yedrin is a far.
huh?
Oh,
I need to call out.
I said I would imagine that you are as far from a frilly girly girl as humanly possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking Yidrin's not gonna care much, just because, well, one, was a mercenary. I have nowhere near the worst naked situation ever.
Theo nonchalantly undresses, taking off a different outfit than the one she's still wearing. Joke's on you, Works.
Huh?
Wait, what was I being targeted for?
I think she's got, like, glamored clothes or something.
Yeah, so you can't see anything anyway. I think it's like she basically looks like she's wearing clothes, even though she just took clothes off. However, you all turn around and eye full of Date's dick. Because he didn't realize that they had left him a towel. So he's just, like, blushing. And just kind of, like, walks into the water.
I haven't done this since Dragoon. Like, well, I haven't done this since Dragoon training, but hell.
Fioncross, well, that answers some questions. Deck she's blushing because she did come out in time to see that, and she's in her towel and walks over to the water, kind of like looking down into it.
The water is... There's steps in the water. The top step is deep enough to basically be at your waist, Deck.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom one would, if you're sitting on that, would be high enough that it would come up to a row's shoulders.
Ah. Well, Deck's just kind of glancing around before she just kind of, like, drops the towel and steps in.
Also, I really want to know, like, what question did that just fucking answer for you?
What does it look like? I can imagine several questions.
I mean, don't make me start sending you measurements.
Oh God.
You know, Rowan's just like, okay, cool. Grab the towel, and drops it, gets the tub into the bath, and so I thought this was gonna be hot water.
I can't hear most of what you're saying, Rowan. You're cutting out a
I
lot.
thought this would be hot water.
Yeah.
I'm like, Rowan, it'll probably have to be like boiling lava for you to feel hot.
Yijin probably doesn't. Probably wouldn't care. It's probably gonna just take the clothes off, neatly pile them, and get in the water.
Skull's sitting close to Fionn, obviously. He got onto the second step, so all you see is like the top of his neck and his head poking out of the water.
Yeah, it's like
ears like lean back, eyes closed. He's like,
if it's possible, she goes down to where she can actually just get to like her up to her head in the water.
you'd be standing on the second step, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, standing in the second step for a little bit at least, just to enjoy the water.
It's probably like up to your chin.
Yeah.
Orc takes all his armor and clothes off, grabs a towel, throws it over his shoulder, and just walks to the bath and hops in.
Dax trying to be very polite and not look at anyone.
Date is like looking straight down. He's like, I didn't see the towel.
I was so tempted to just walk by and just go, enjoy the view, ladies.
Oh God.
But was not going to because I was going to get my dick burnt off.
It's okay. I took the towel off too. It's just modesty, I guess, is just a little out the window. And it wouldn't be the first time I've been in a situation like this.
Yeah, Yitrin looks like they don't care, it's just enjoying the bath. Although it's gonna speak up. So, just cause to get out of the way, I have never been to a spa. Any recommendations?
Fionn settles into the third step beside Skull, leaned back enough to immerse her body with her eyes closed. Well, they could do your nails, they'll have someone massage you, they could do your hair. Basically any real way of getting cleaned up.
Yes, I sort of understood that much, but recommendations?
I'm going for the hot stone massage,
Skull
but...
just kind of like looks up. He's like, get a shins. I have to go look up the pronunciation of it.
Maybe we should get her a happy.
What? Broke up.
I think she's a happy ending.
I did.
Skull kind of looks up. He says, Yedrin,
Yes.
get a shiatsu massage, a pedicure, a manicure. He kind of like pokes his head up. A follicle cleansing. He looks again. And a hair cleaning.
Oh.
Do they have that massage where they have like the person walk on your back? Because I don't know. I met someone from what was it, Noma one time, and they said it was
works.
because of the you know what.
Because you know what would cut their feet.
True.
Well,
I mean, I couldn't move them.
Since
And
it sounds
the
like
ones
you.
that are there naturally.
True.
Since it sounds like you know what you're speaking about, Skull, I'll take your advice then.
Skull kind of shrugs. Dad took me to spas a lot when we were, you know.
No, I didn't.
You're cutting in and out really bad.
Yeah, like, it's real terrible.
Dad kind of shifts up onto the top step and kind of pulls her knees up.
Anyway, what were you trying to say, Ron?
She. Oh, you there?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's what you were trying to say.
I forgot.
Oh, you don't remember what you were trying to say to Skull after he mentioned that his dad took him to spas a lot?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
Drugs. It's all good.
I imagine it was probably something like, I can't imagine him enjoying that.
I don't remember. I really don't.
It's fine.
I used to go to a spa in Ulda all the time before I had to move to Gridania. It was almost as nice as this, but it was also a little seedier.
Skull's like... He looks at you and he goes, Tack. The more I find out about you, the more sketched out I get by you.
Get sketched out?
The more nervous I get around you. And he like looks at a doll and he goes,
Why is that?
he goes, you went to a seedy spa. You worked for Black Ops.
I would think the Black Ops would be enough to make everybody get all.
It's like as he starts listing things, like her head kind of lowers a little bit more, like her shoulders kind of slump.
But he's like, but it's weird. You're like the. He looks at Fiona and he's like, you're the second nicest person I know.
Oh,
Am I the first?
There's just dead silence as he's just looking at you.
oh,
I'm telling Agitar to take your birthday present back.
What?
I don't even know his birthday.
That's mean on a new level. I've had a birthday in 5 years.
Have you even told any of us your birthday?
His birthday.
Have any of you asked?
What was that, Rowan?
Is it June 17th?
You're actually 1 day ahead.
I would have to go look up the actual month listing for
Yeah.
for 14.
Okay, so needless to say, Rowan knows his birthday.
Yeah.
Because her birthday is only 4 days in front of his.
Is it really?
The 12th? Yeah.
My
You were like the 4th person I know who has a birthday on June 12th.
well, my birthday is the 18th son of the 5th astral moon.
Okay.
September 18th.
Funnily enough, that's Ark's birthday as well. But there's a conversion guide if you need it.
Yeah, mine's like the moon of something or other. I can't remember.
Yeah. Like the 3rd umbral moon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be on the moon.
At that point.
So yes, so even though he annoys me, I do pay attention.
Skull's like, well, you all remembered my birthday, so.
I still have to get you something.
That's fine.
Just thinks to himself, oh, don't worry, Fiona already gave him enough. Again, in his head.
Golden brick.
I said it in my head!
Don't matter. Golden brick.
God damn it.
But, like,
Yadrin in the head wishes these golden bricks weren't fakes.
to be fair, a lot of places in Ul'dah are seedy.
Isn't like the entirety of Ul'dah seedy?
That's kind of what I was getting
Have
at.
you ever been to the Thermitage Guild? I mean, come on. Those potatoes are kind of pervy.
My father actually studies there.
Then I probably met your father, and in my years of training there.
A Dunesfolk Lalafell with bright red hair and white streaks, and a permanent scowl. Fion says, it's funny, I'm the 19th son of the 3rd Umbral Moon, she notes.
Skull's like,
One of us had birthdays so close together.
it seems like we're all pretty close. At that point, he kind of like leans his head over against Fiona and pulls up a little bit. He's like, Date, meanwhile, is kind of like slid over. He's sitting next to Dak, like folding one leg over the other one to be modest.
Yeah, she's got like her knees up, like cross at the ankles, and she's just kind of leaning her arms on her knees.
He goes, mine's back, you know this, but mine's the 9th son of the 6th astral moon.
So that would be carry the 4.
November 8th.
I wasn't actually doing that in my head.
Why?
Like carry the 4, divide by pi, square root 10.
Just elbows him in the chest.
Also, I didn't know that Eorzean weeks are 8 days long.
Yeah.
Huh, what's with the two days that repeat themselves?
They have 8 days
Oh, yeah.
in a week.
Why would that...
Man, this feels good. This is just what I needed after
Adol
these past few days.
just kind of leans over, so, how did you all meet?
Fate is a cruel mistress.
Skull looks at him, he's like,
Well, I mean, literally, it was by chance.
Yeah, we met on a caravan heading to Ul'dah. Well, most of us. She looks over at Yedrin. Yedrin came in Gridania.
Yeah.
And
We met Rowan a few days after we all met, so...
Well,
and Rowan as well. We met outside of Ul'dah.
yeah, if you're... Well, one, if you're sharing birthdays, these, I guess, might as well share mine. It would be the 29th son of the third Uncle Moon. Also, yeah, I met them in... After they seemed to only be a group for a while. By happenstance.
he just kind of looks down and he's like, I'm sorry the road didn't come. You all must be really close.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're in a spot together. I mean, that's about as close as you're... Well, not as close as you can get, but...
I was gonna say, we did kind of take a step closer today.
That's...
Step? I think we just jumped off the mountain of closeness.
I'd almost say fighting for our lives to get us a bit closer.
Eh.
While you guys are bathing, you just kind of hear it. I need you to roll a perception if after you read that deck.
We've been through thick and thin for certain. Even for the time spent apart, we come closer by the end. Oh, 1.
Dak doesn't hear anything. Fiona doesn't hear anything. Yedrin, you hear. Works, you don't hear anything. Rowan, you hear something, so Yedrin and Rowan are hearing it. It's at this point, the two of you kind of listen out and you hear like muffled voices, and you hear the ever cheerful and excited voice of Lancelot going,
Oh no!
Percy, come on. I want to get in the bath.
And Works just thinks to himself, son of a...
Well,
fucking
one works, you didn't hear that. And 2, I was gonna ask, can I tell if they're coming towards our bath, or...?
They're going into a different one.
Yeah, no, Works, you can't hear it. We can.
That's true.
Yeah, you just like, Percy was like, all right. God, you and getting clean. Yeah. We'll take a bath together, Lancelot. Don't worry about it. Galahad can't join us, though, because he'll freeze the water.
Dak is totally distracted because she just started leaning on a doll, just idly.
He's like scratching her hair right now.
Rowan looks over at Work and she's debating. Should I tell him?
You kind of
Let's go.
hear the faint voice of it, and you're just like,
Oh no!
Here's-
Oh god! With every Hot Springs episode, there's usually two guys trying to duke it out.
there's a couple of faint noises, Rowan, and you kind of hear several individuals getting water in another room. And then Yedrin and Rowan, you hear a deeper, deeper voice go, "Yeah, I'm gonna go into the other room." Likewise, you hear a second one saying, "I gotta go to the cold water." It's at that point the door opens. You see a tan Makote with white hair, and you realize it's Taliesin. He looks in. He looks at all of you and goes, "Nope, not doing it," and closes the door.
She kind of like curled up in shock a little bit as he came in, just kind of curled all her limbs around herself.
Yeah,
At this point, I'm wondering how we run into them everywhere.
it's not exactly a big like city.
Out of character, as Work said, Fate's a cruel mistress.
I'm just sure Venice is a decent size.
The only
It's just-
the only places you've run into them have been at the tournaments, going to the tournaments, or in this case, going to a spa that's highly recommended.
Yeah.
Foresees Tal's fight between Works and Percival.
Fion says, "Is he
Mercy!
Spanish?"
Oh, shit.
Doesn't even open her eyes.
Do something though.
I think he just doesn't.
No, I'm just going by anime tropes.
I think he just doesn't want to enjoy our company after the time the group has had with us.
You just suddenly hear his voice go, "Do you have any private baths?" You kind of hear him go, "Yes, sir. We have a private bath. They are extra." And he goes, "I'll pay it." However, the door does open up a few seconds later, and several of the staff start coming in. They have little like menus next to them, along with buckets with soap inside of it, various scents. And they kind of walk around, and they slide behind each of you, like putting them between your legs. Women with women, men with men. And Adol just kind of like leans up, and he's blushing as this Highlander male with thighs about the size of his head just kind of like pulls him back. He's like, "Relax."
Fion sinks deeper into the bath and makes idle bubbling noises.
Yejun came to enjoy the spa, so they're gonna enjoy the spa and get the surface.
While
shame.
Fion's sinking down, the woman above her, which happens to be the same little Ara they met out front, goes, ma'am, I need to wash you."
I didn't.
Oh, she was talking to Fion.
I know, it's just. Dax just kind of like.
Meanwhile, there's like one like off-put Makote like looking down at Skull like, "Really?"
Wash a dog. Oh god, now I'm just seeing Skull afterwards, just the dog shake. You all thought you were dry? Think again.
Come on, think about the dog smell, not the.
Well,
Oh.
he's already wet, so
I'm just surprised he got in the bath. Like, honestly,
I'm not surprised. Fiona nods, dips her head down, takes her mask off underwater, and rises again with a sigh. Alright. Thank goodness Fiona's disguise was partly mundane.
The lady doesn't seem to really notice anything, and she like brings her knees up around your shoulders and sinks dainty little fingers into your hair and starts kind of rolling through it, getting it nice, soapy, giving everyone's getting the same service, getting like a scalp massage as they clean your hair. works where Adol got like a hyper masculine Highlander male. You basically got the daintiest, most fragile looking Lalafell you can imagine.
You got a Lala? Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So, like, basically you're sitting back and your head's, like, in his chest, and it almost, like, takes up the entirety of it, and he's like, "Don't worry, sir, I may be small, but I am excellent at what I do."
I can imagine if I could just hear a weed whacker. There's too much! It's too much!
He's like, "But if you prefer more masculine hands, I can go summon Giant Reaver."
I'm good. Just be careful with the horns there. They're a bit sensitive.
He's like, "I will do my best, sir."
Is it me, or I mean, other than Hunt being oblivious, I think Rowan is the only one that's really not thrown too much for a loop for the bath.
Well,
Oddly enough.
Legend might be oblivious to what goes on in spas, but they have no shame on this, so they're not caring either way.
Yeah. Derek was more surprised because she thought it was the, you wear a towel into the bath type thing. Which, it was obviously an option, but no one else seemed to bother.
Dak,
Of course, it works out to show off his muscles,
Dak, you've got a little here woman, you're guessing Doman, who's just, like, quietly, like, cleaning your hair. She's like, "Your hair is so pretty."
Thank you. She just kind of relaxes into it a little bit. Kind of actually uncurls a bit, and just, if she could purr, she would. She seems to be enjoying it that much.
Yes.
You, meanwhile, you actually have two people on you. You have a female Ro and a female Makote who are basically, like, taking turns stroking your hair, making sure it's washed. One of them is, like, already started on your body.
I was gonna say, yeah, Fiona and Rowan have, like, the longest hair in the group, don't they?
I'm just closing this. I can't remember the last time I've finished. It feels so yummy.
There is a moment where the Makote, like, pulls back a little bit, just shot like she was washing one of your thighs. She, like, pulls back a little bit, like, hair on end, tail jumping up. She goes, You're really warm. That surprised me."
Well,
Oh god, I feel bad for the Lala when he finds the dragon scales.
that's kind of what happens when you're a fire mage.
She goes, "Oh!" And she leans over and goes, "Belita!" And as she calls out, she, like, steps out of the water, kind of, like, a little wet, like, shakes her tail off. Next thing you know is, like, there's another Makote, like, hair tied back, green hair, and she, like, steps in the water. She's like, "Is this the one?" Like, and points to you. And she's like, "Yeah." At which point she, like, steps down, and, like, her hands are just as warm as Rowan's body.
Well, I actually didn't mind the cold hands. That was nice.
The Makote, like, holds up her hands, and they're, like, all red. She's like, "Yeah."
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I had gotten that hot.
She goes, No, I'm just very cold-blooded. A lot of clients really like cold hands, and I scald easy." Like, you can see, like, her hair is, like, pale blonde, her skin's very pale, like, her lips are almost blue. She's like, "Sorry."
No, I'm sorry. I got a little bit too relaxed there.
Belita will take very good care of you.
God damn it, this is hard.
Works. At this point, like, you see that the Lala's, like, gotten to your back, and he's like, "Huh." And all, like, everybody but Works roll a perception, because there's no way Works could realize what's going on.
18. Fiona got a 25. Yedrin's a 20.
Considering how low that went last time, probably enjoying the hair wash. And
Rowan
such.
is a 29.
You all see he has a hammer and a chisel.
Is that necessary?
For exfoliation, he just says, like, very happily and proudly, and he just tink, 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 like, starts hitting, like, the extra scales.
Whoa! Wait, hold on. Like the Bahamut scales?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it painful or?
Probably not. I mean, they are armor.
Dax obviously got, like, reservations about someone else washing her, and she looks really nervous about it. Fiona opens one eye, closes it again, sighs, and starts to sink again.
Wait, when I know this guy's like chipping away at me?
Yeah, you notice, like, when he starts, he goes, "You should really take more care of these. They're going like barnacles on you."
I'm just thinking to myself, should I freak him out or should I not freak him out?
You prise one off.
Ah! Alright, fine, I'll move him! Move him like out to my arms.
Dead silence.
Lala's like, what? Like, he's just dead silent, like, chisel's like now on your skin. He's like, what?
Wanted to entertain the idea of coming here again, Fiona mutters under her breath.
Oh please, I've already let
Lala,
half
like,
them know.
turns around and puts the hammer and the chisel down. He's like, I think I need to go home. I like seeing things.
Kind of like,
Stands up and, like, walks out.
she kind of shoots a look at Works like, what are you doing?
You know how much that hurts when you break one of those things off?
No!
Imagine ripping off a chunk of your skin!
She just covers her face.
I was a little reserved and not, I mean, I was a little reserved about doing this. For this exact reason.
I remember precisely how much it hurt you. I had to use tongs, says Fiona.
Yeah, and you used a knife and got it in one hit.
I know,
You just
nothing.
see, like, the entire staff just like, what?
He's strange. Don't worry about it.
But Rowan's hand is in her face. Her face is in her hand again, and she's like, "Oh my god, what?" And Rowan just gets up, he gets out of the tub, and walks over to grab a towel.
Would you like to go ahead and go to oiling your hair, ma'am?
Yes. That sounds wonderful. Yeah.
Or just bows his head down, just like lets out a very depressed sigh.
Skull's looking at you judgmentally, but not saying anything because he can't.
It's like, what would you guys have done?
Jack's not saying shit.
I'd say, just out of character, a good thing to have done there is just been like, those are natural, like, please leave them alone.
I personally would have moved him onto my tail. Out of character.
Didn't think I was getting, Mount Rushmore sculpted into my back.
You didn't exactly think about how they exfoliate Ra either.
No.
You gotta remember, dude, you got scales. They're hard.
Not everywhere.
I know,
Do remember that even the dragons in Ishgard, like, they get Moogles to, like, scrape their scales off so they can deal with their skin.
Yeah.
That's true. Where's Kato? I need him to rewind time.
Asleep.
Eh.
I'm gonna say somewhere Kato's going like, nope.
And somewhere kind of sitting down, he's like, Works did something stupid again.
Well, considering what he's supposed to be doing in his off time, it's more like he's probably hitting like his 100th log, and he's like, I felt a disturbance. Okay.
I said it's a disturbance of the force.
Goes back to chopping.
Yep.
So now Rowan's getting oiled.
Yeah, she's like getting oil through her hair. They're like basically taking care of her hair right now.
Yeah, he's just too busy enjoying themselves to comment on the looks.
The other washers finish, and like Adol is kind of like sitting there blushing. He's like, that was nice.
If I can go one day.
Kind of curls up a little bit more again.
What were you saying, Works?
It's like if I can go one day, I'll be surprised.
Skull like has gotten out of the bath at this point. He's just kind of he's refusing to shake himself, but he's just like looking at you like.
If you can go what? I'm confused.
If he can go one day without saying or doing something dumb.
Oh. I'm in the other room, so I just couldn't hear what he said.
I could just see that Skull just standing there like, I will not shake, you must dry me.
It's like
It is your job. Sorry.
It's like he looks. Rowan's not there, but he like looks at Fiona and goes, Fiona, do you have a prestidigitation?
He's...
Skull asked if you could prestidigitation him dry.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't quite hear everything since I grab me a dog, but since they bought menus or something.
Yeah, they brought like menus to order spa treatments.
Oh, of course, dear, Fiona says offhandedly, snapping her fingers, and then just sinking into the water in a mess of floating hair.
Skull gets dry, and he's like, I have more pride than some dogs, and walks out.
Adrian's probably smiling, enjoying it, probably gonna mark down Skull's recommendations on the menu or whatever, however that works.
Yeah.
Or that's the good.
And
And so he's gonna probably comment, well, this is pretty really enjoyable. I gotta remember to come to these more often.
That just marks down, like, everything that won't, like, conflict with each other.
okay. You guys are allowed like 10 minutes and someone comes back with the menus, and then the people who watched you come back in and they're like, we'd like to escort you to your next treatments. Please follow us. The Hero like comes by and like looks over Adol and he's like, yes, come with me, baby bird. It's almost like,
Come with me, you want to relax.
Skull looks at Daggy, he's like, don't leave me.
We can go together? Climbs out of the tub and puts the towel around her. Don't worry, I won't leave you alone. Fiona eventually regains enough dignity to leave the water and put on a towel before following as well. Yeah, Dak will go with it. We'll go with date.
You guys are led, basically, for the better part of the next hour, or rather, the next, 2+ hours. You're just pampered. Your nails are cleaned and dug under. They're scraped and then trimmed down to basically your desired length. If you want, you can get them painted. Adol, blushes and actually, gets one of his index fingers painted blue. Otherwise, you're massaged, you're brought to relaxation, you're given the time to de-stress and unwind that you normally wouldn't have. Rowan, because you specifically mentioned it when you go to get your massage, the original Makote comes back in and you just have that sensation of cold hands over you the entire time.
Nice.
When you all come back out and you're getting ready to leave, you see Skulls kind of sitting just outside, sunning.
So wait, hold on. Who came back and got me?
The same Loth, or a different one. Let's see. I'm gonna roll for this.
Oh god.
People came back for him.
Dak got her nails painted green, but seeing Adol getting one of his index fingers blue does the same thing, just giggling about it.
Works.
I got Giant Reaver.
You did. A 9'3" Rogadin comes through the door. Solidly built. Chest may as well be, the muscles on him may as well be banded iron.
Cheese grater.
Basically, this man looks like he's made of muscle, Spartacus-style muscle.
Jesus.
Comes in, he's got cornrows through his hair. Skin is kind of that off shade of darker green that the sea wolves have. And he looks down and he says, "Tiny man, you come with me now. I will show you what it means to sink deep into the arms of Nafaka and know true rest and relaxation."
Out of character, Dak knows that.
Just goes with him.
He basically he offers a hand down to you to lift you out of the water, and his hand is twice the size of yours.
I mean, 7 feet works. How tall are you?
He's 9 feet.
9 something.
He's 2 feet taller than me.
Okay, 2. That's right. I thought you were 7.
Yeah, he's 9'3".
Okay.
Gets out of the water and just thinks to himself, maybe he does it right. He'll actually kill me.
At that point, he cracks his knuckles, and they all just pop like a shotgun in your ear. And he goes, "Forgive me if I crack any of your scales. Because you look like you need a deep tissue."
Alright, let's do it.
Now you're totally regretting, hey, let's go do this today.
Nah, this man is going to be relaxed by the time he's done.
Just not gonna be able to move, just gonna have to carry me out.
Works. Roll for me a fortitude save if you would.
Oh god. Yep, Works is gonna die.
Either that or you're gonna lose a bone. Or 2.
Nice.
Oh, hey.
27.
You did great. It was actually just a roll to see how sore you would be afterwards.
Okay.
But he deep tissues you, and when I mean deep tissue, like he gets one of his thumbs in.
That sounded dirty.
He gets one of his thumbs along your back, and you could swear you could feel it on the other side of your chest.
Oh God.
And he spends the better part of 45 minutes hitting every part of your body, with the exception of your groin.
Thank God.
He brings out the brass knuckles.
Like, at one point, he gets your neck, and you feel like every disc down your spine, your neck, just pop at once and release all the stress in it. You're just like, that hurts so bad.
It hurts so
Come
good.
on, baby, make it hurt so good.
Welcome back
It's
to a
like
masochist.
at one point, you get, like, the dragon come out, and they're going like, are you getting off on this?
Just thinking, it's like, I have never had this feeling in my life.
They're like, huh. Okay.
Just thinking to myself, it's like, well, between all the stuff I've been through with Anima, with...
At one point, he, like, turns you over, and he's like, your knee was recently broken, yes?
Yes?
He just starts manipulating it, kind of moving it around. He's like, the muscles around your leg are not healing properly just yet. Maybe excess bone fragments remain. You hold still. I fix.
Oh god. He's gonna compress your bone fragments into a bone.
Either that or also brings out a scalpel the size of, like, Rook's arm.
He actually, like, he pulls out, like, the tiniest pair of tweezers you've ever seen in your life.
Oh god.
And then he, like, you can feel it, like, you feel like these little tiny lumps in your leg, and he's like, this will hurt. And he hands you a wooden stick.
Oh no.
Oh God! At least he didn't tell me to bite the pillow.
Bite the stick, dude. Just bite the
He says,
stick.
no, don't bite that. That's used for other things. Turn your head and wave it in front of yourself for a few moments.
What am I, easily distracted? Ooh, one stick.
He basically, like, turns around and, like, almost sits on your chest. Like, he's just got your leg so you can't look at him. And then you feel a pinch, like someone's, like, popping a zit on your back.
Put on your leg.
Put on your leg. And then after 5 minutes, he turns around and he, like, holds out a tray, and there's, like, 6 pieces of bone.
Whoa.
Like, little tiny, like, pinky nail fragments of bone.
That would cause some issues.
And you look down and you see, like, little bloody holes in your leg. He's like, don't worry, we give you a Band-Aid.
Thanks.
Giant, like, thumbs up. He's like, now I do your shoulders.
Just
the rest of you,
accepts everything.
it's around this time the rest of you are, like, getting your own massages. You go through everything, no real incidences, relaxed. They actually put you in a couple's massage room with a date. The Highlander makes, like, a few comments to Date, mostly calling him Little Bird again. He's just, like, stiffens every time. When he finally comes out, they're like, he's like, the Highlander's like waving him goodbye. He's like, goodbye, little sparrow!
Jack comes out looking refreshed.
So they're like, what the hell was that about?
I don't know. I think it's just because you were smaller than him.
But
I don't know. Works, get your mind out of the gutter.
the agent's like actually smiling pretty happy and had enjoyed themselves and just comments. You learn to accept that everyone has their own little quirk. So just
I come out just like, so I met Giant Reaver.
Oh,
He was actually very good at this job. It was amazing.
that's good.
Apparently, I had some bone fragments in my knee, so those have been taken care of.
He made a necklace out of them for you.
Oh my god.
I think Wolf should actually enjoy that.
Rowan comes
Probably.
back just in time to see the necklace of the bone fragments, and then just turns right back around.
Like, why? Wasn't aware all the time. Like,
It's not like
it was nice.
It's not like how you think where it's like various pieces are hanging down. It's like he turned it into so it looked like a shark tooth.
It's like I wasn't gonna say no to the man after he made it for me.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Would you rather they stay in my knee?
No, if it was gonna hurt you, I wouldn't want that to happen. No.
I didn't ask for it. But he did it. It was a very nice gesture. I accepted the gift.
Okay. I'm just... Okay.
Not the weirdest souvenir.
Skull comes back and you
No,
see
he's had worse.
Skull
from my
comes around the
understanding-
corner at this point. Looks up, then you see like he's frowning. They gave him a haircut.
I was gonna say out of character, bow tie, or the basket.
God.
Bow tie.
They turned him into the beast when he got dressed up.
No, like you're looking at him and you look at Skull and he basically went from like golden retriever hair to like short-haired Rottweiler.
Thank you for taking me here, guys. I feel like I really needed this.
I think we all did.
It's probably why it was a really enjoyable first-time spa experience.
And we got some kind of strange bonding over it.
Dole's just kind of like, let's go get some gelato.
Okay.
I think this is a good place to stop as well.
Okay.
Next weekend I have 5 days off. We can do multiple sessions.
Cool.
Okay.
Hold on,
So,
wait, you said next week or next weekend?
Thursday.
Next week.
Okay.
Oh,
Thursday.
good.
Sunday.
Good. I have overtime next week.
Oh.
Aw.
It's only gonna be like an hour or two a night, but still.
I was gonna say, like, isn't the third Labor Day or something?
Yes, it is. I have that 3-day weekend. So if we do it Sunday, because Art, do you get a